Number 1. The 1967 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme S Coupe, listed for $11,000 and located in Fresno, California. Kicking things off is a true muscle-era classic that offers big power and serious potential, a 1967 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme S Coupe. This is one of the most desirable mid-size Oldsmobiles from the late 1960s, combining clean, timeless styling with a kind of V8 performance that made the Cutlass name legendary. This example is equipped with an automatic transmission and is reported to have around 10,000 miles showing, though mileage on classic cars like this should always be considered exempt. What really grabs attention is what's under the hood, a 455 cubic inch Oldsmobile V8, paired with a TH400 automatic transmission. That's a serious powertrain upgrade, delivering massive torque and classic big block muscle car performance. According to the seller, the engine and transmission have been rebuilt, giving this Cutlass a strong mechanical foundation. The car has also received new exhaust pipes, allowing that 455 to breathe properly and deliver the deep, aggressive exhaust note Oldsmobile big blocks are known for. In addition, the front suspension components are brand new and included in boxes and trunk, giving the next owner the opportunity to further tighten up the handling and ride quality. From a paperwork and ownership standpoint, this Cutlass checks important boxes. The registration is up to date. It comes with a clean title, and the seller is open to offers, noting that the car needs to go. That flexibility could make this an attractive deal for someone looking to get into a classic muscle car without paying top of market prices. Visually, the car rides on 15 by 8 rally wheels, which give a classic period-correct muscle car stance. For buyers looking for a more modern or aggressive look, the seller also mentions the option of 22-inch wheels, offering flexibility depending on personal style. Either way, the Cutlass Supreme's long hood, short deck, and elegant hardtop profile make it a standout on the street. This car represents a solid opportunity for a buyer who wants a strong running classic with serious power, while still having room to personalize and improve it further. Whether you're looking to cruise, build a street machine, or finish it into a show-worthy muscle car, this 1967 Cutlass Supreme provides an excellent starting point. Priced at $11,000 and located in Fresno, California, this 1967 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme S Coupe offers big block performance, clean paperwork, and real value in today's classic car market. If you're looking for classic Oldsmobile style, with modern muscle under the hood, this Cutlass is definitely worth a closer look. Number 2. The 1950 Plymouth De Luxe, listed at $12,500 and located in Jackson, Tennessee. Up next is a beautifully reworked piece of post-war American automotive history, a 1950 Plymouth De Luxe that blends classic styling with reliable modern mechanicals. This is the kind of car that keeps vintage looks intact while offering drivability you can actually enjoy on today's roads. This Plymouth shows 133,000 miles and features an automatic transmission, making it an easy cruiser compared to many stock examples from the era. While the exterior retains that unmistakable late 1940s, early 1950s charm, this car is far from original underneath. According to the seller, it was built as an older frame-off restoration, meaning the car was completely disassembled and rebuilt from the ground up at some point in its life. Under the hood, you'll find a Chevrolet-based drivetrain, a very common and practical upgrade for classic cars like this. Power comes from a 305 cubic inch V8, paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission, delivering smooth shifts and dependable performance. Out back, the car is equipped with 3.73 rear gears, giving it a nice balance between acceleration and cruising capability. This setup makes the Plymouth far more enjoyable to drive than it ever was in stock form, especially on highways. Mechanically, the car has recently received important attention. The seller states that all gaskets and seals have just been replaced, along with a new electric fuel pump and a new radiator. Those updates address many of the common reliability concerns buyers look for in a vintage vehicle and suggest this Plymouth is ready to be driven rather than just admired. The reason for sale is simple and honest. The car sits too much. That's often the case with well-built classics like this. And it usually means the next owner gets a solid car that hasn't been beaten on or neglected. The seller describes it as needing nothing more than a new owner, which is exactly what many classic car buyers want to hear. From a style standpoint, the 1950 Plymouth De Luxe represents an era when cars were built with rounded lines, heavy chrome accents, and a commanding road presence. Combined with the upgraded drivetrain, this Plymouth offers the best of both worlds. Classic looks with modern reliability. Priced at $12,500 and located in Jackson, Tennessee, this 1950 Plymouth De Luxe is an excellent option for someone looking for a turnkey cruiser, a weekend classic, or a unique vintage car that stands out from the usual muscle car crowd. If you're after something different, a true classic with thoughtful upgrades and solid mechanicals, this Plymouth De Luxe is definitely worth checking out. Number 3. The 1991 Mercury Grand Marquis GS Sedan, listed for $14,594 and located in Cedar Park, Texas. Next up is a true symbol of classic American comfort and durability, a 1991 Mercury Grand Marquis GS, finished in a striking maroon exterior with a matching maroon interior. This is a kind of full-size sedan that represents an era when cars were built solid, comfortable, and meant to last for decades. This Grand Marquis shows just 63,250 original miles, which is remarkably low for a vehicle of this age. With mileage like that, it's clear this car has been well cared for, likely garage kept, and not used as a daily commuter for most of its life. Cars like this are becoming harder and harder to find in such preserved condition. Under the hood sits the legendary 5.0-liter V8, one of Ford's most reliable and well-known engines. This power plant is famous for its smooth operation, long-term durability, and effortless highway cruising. Paired with an automatic transmission, the Grand Marquis delivers a calm, confident driving experience that feels stable, quiet, and comfortable at any speed. The GS trim level means this car is well equipped. According to the seller, everything works as it should, including power windows, power locks, cruise control, and a cold-blowing air conditioning system, along with strong heat for colder days. These cars are designed to isolate you from the road, and this one reportedly rides whisper quiet and incredibly smooth, exactly how a full-size Mercury should. Inside, the maroon interior offers that classic early 90s luxury feel, wide seats, soft materials, and a spacious cabin that can comfortably seat 5 adults with room to spare. This was a time when comfort came first, and the Grand Marquis delivers it in every way. The seller notes that the car is non-smoker owned, which helps explain the clean interior condition. From a driving perspective, this is the type of vehicle you can confidently use as a daily driver, a long-distance cruiser, or even a nostalgic weekend car. The body-on-frame construction gives a solid, planted feel on the road, while the V8 provides effortless passing power without ever feeling stressed. Finished in deep maroon, this Grand Marquis has a timeless, understated elegance. It doesn't scream for attention. Instead, It turns heads quietly, especially among those who appreciate classic American sedans that were built to go hundreds of thousands of miles. Priced at $14,500 and located in Cedar Park, Texas, this 1991 Mercury Grand Marquis GS represents excellent value for anyone looking for a comfortable, dependable, and increasingly collectible full-size sedan. Whether you're after a reliable cruiser, a nostalgic piece of American automotive history, or simply want the smoothest ride you can buy, this Grand Marquis delivers exactly what it was designed to do, and it does it exceptionally well. Number 4. The 1967 Chrysler Imperial Crown. Listed for $16,000 and located in San Antonio, Texas. Coming up next is a true heavyweight of classic American luxury, a 1967 Chrysler Imperial Crown. A car that represents the absolute top tier of Chrysler's lineup during the golden age of full-size sedans. This was not just transportation in the 1960s. It was a statement of success, presence, and engineering excellence. This Imperial Crown is reported to have just 10,000 miles showing, and while mileage accuracy on classics is always something to verify, what truly stands out here is a condition. The car has been garage kept, well preserved, and clearly owned by someone who understood its value. It comes with titles in hand and is registered with antique plates, making ownership straightforward and appealing for collectors. Under massive hood sits Chrysler's legendary 440 cubic inch big block V8, an engine known for its immense torque, smooth power delivery, and bulletproof durability. In 1967, this was serious power. Effortless acceleration paired with refined driving experience. Mated to an automatic transmission, the Imperial glides down the road with authority, soaking up miles in a way only a true luxury flagship can. One of the most striking features of this particular car is its stance. It's currently riding on 22-inch rims, giving it a bold, modern edge while still maintaining its classic presence. For purists or collectors who prefer originality, the seller includes the original factory hubcaps, allowing the next owner to return the car to its stock appearance at any time. That flexibility is a major plus. The 1967 Imperial Crown was built on its own dedicated platform, separate from other Chrysler models, and it shows. These cars were engineered for quietness, comfort, and road dominance. The doors close with a vault-like feel, the body lines are long and elegant, and the overall design reflects the confidence of late 60s American luxury. Inside, the Imperial offers expansive seating, premium materials, and a cabin designed for comfort above all else. This was a car meant to carry executives, dignitaries, and families in absolute comfort. Everything about the Imperial feels substantial, from the dashboard to the seats to the overall driving experience. This example is being sold with no trades considered, and the seller is clear that they are looking for serious inquiries only. That suggests confidence in the car and its condition, and it's priced accordingly at $16,000, which is very reasonable for a running, driving, big block Imperial Crown in preserved condition. Located in San Antonio, Texas, this 1967 Chrysler Imperial Crown is perfect for someone who wants a standout classic. Something different from the usual Cadillacs and Lincolns, yet every bit as luxurious and arguably more exclusive. Whether you're adding to a collection, looking for a unique cruiser, or simply want to own one of the most imposing luxury sedans ever built, this Imperial delivers presence, power, and prestige in equal measure. Number 5. The 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire, listed for $17,500 and located in Killingworth, Connecticut. Up next is a truly special piece of American muscle-era luxury, a 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire, Offer here in nearly original, survivor-level condition. This car represents Oldsmobile at its absolute peak in the early 1960s, combining refined luxury with serious V8 performance in a sleek, upscale package. This Starfire shows just 39,000 miles, and everything about the car supports that claim. It retains its matching numbers drivetrain, a major plus for collectors, and has clearly been preserved rather than restored. Under the hood is Oldsmobile's legendary 394 cubic inch high compression V8, factory rated at an impressive 345 horsepower with no modifications. In its day, this engine put the Starfire firmly in muscle car territory, while still delivering the smooth, effortless power Oldsmobile was known for. Power is delivered through a 3-speed automatic transmission, giving the car a relaxed, confident driving character. This is the kind of classic you can comfortably cruise on the highway or take to shows without hesitation. The seller even notes that you can take it anywhere, which speaks volumes about its mechanical condition. One of the highlights of this Starfire is the interior, which remains in excellent original condition. The factory leather upholstery shows beautifully, and features like power windows and the iconic center console-mounted tachometer remind you just how upscale the Starfire was in 1964. This was Oldsmobile's personal luxury flagship, built to compete directly with Buick's Wildcat and Pontiac's Grand Prix. The front end and suspension have been rebuilt, ensuring that the car drives as good as it looks. Underneath, the undercarriage is solid and untouched, still wearing much of the original factory undercoating, something you rarely see on cars of this age, especially in the Northeast. Pop the hood, and you'll find an unrestored engine compartment, complete with original details like the OptiClean triangle bottle and factory paper sticker. These are the kinds of small, authentic touches that serious collectors look for and that are often lost during restorations. Even the trunk tells a story of careful ownership. It's immaculate, solid, and factory carpeted, still holding the original hubcaps and showing no signs of neglect. Included with the car is a rare 5-volume shop manual, along with the original owner's manual and Protecto plate, adding significant documentation value and further confirming the car's authenticity. Finished as a true survivor rather than a glossy over restoration, this 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire stands out for its honesty, originality, and condition. At $17,500, it represents a compelling opportunity to own a well-documented, low-mileage, high-performance luxury coupe from one of Oldsmobile's most respected eras. Located in Killingworth, Connecticut, this Starfire is ideal for the enthusiast who values originality, documentation, and real driving enjoyment. Whether you're adding to a collection or looking for a classic you can confidently drive and show, this 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire delivers timeless style, V8 power, and authentic American luxury. Number 6. The 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire, listed for just $5,000 and located in North Hollywood, California. Next up is a very different take on the Oldsmobile Starfire, and one that offers serious classic value for the right buyer. This 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire is being offered at an affordable $5,000, making it an accessible entry into full-size American luxury from the golden era of Detroit. This example shows 173,000 miles, which tells you right away this is a car that's been driven and enjoyed over the decades rather than stored away. That said, the Starfire was built as Oldsmobile's flagship personal luxury coupe, designed to handle long miles in comfort and style, and that heritage still shines through. Power comes from Oldsmobile's smooth-running V8 engine, paired with an automatic transmission, delivering the relaxed, effortless driving experience these cars are known for. This is the kind of classic that glides down the road, with a long hood, wide stance, and that unmistakable early 60s presence. Visually, this Starfire stands out thanks to its bold yellow exterior paired with a matching yellow interior. It's a striking period-correct color combination that instantly captures attention and sets this car apart from the usual blacks, whites, and silvers. In today's world of muted tones, this bright yellow Starfire feels refreshingly authentic and undeniably fun. The interior reflects the same theme, offering a true time capsule vibe from the early 1960s. While this car should be viewed as a driver-quality classic, not a concours example, it still delivers a charm and character that make these Oldsmobiles so appealing. The Starfire was well equipped in the factory, and even higher mileage examples like this still retain that upscale feel. With its petrol-powered V8 full-size body and classic automatic transmission, this Oldsmobile is ideal for someone looking for a weekend cruiser, a vintage daily driver, or a solid platform for a light restoration or custom build. The Starfire's clean lines, pillarless hardtop styling, and distinctive Oldsmobile details make it a great candidate for personalization. At $5,000, this 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire represents an opportunity that doesn't come around often. It's priced well below restored examples, leaving room in the budget for mechanical sorting, cosmetic improvements, or simply enjoying it as is. Located in North Hollywood, California, it also benefits from a climate that's generally kinder to classic cars. Whether you're looking to get into a vintage V8 cruiser without breaking the bank, or you want a classic Oldsmobile with personality and presence, this Starfire offers a lot of car for the money. Big style, classic comfort, and unmistakable 1960s American luxury at a very approachable price. Number 7. The 1976 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, listed at $8,000 and located in Las Vegas, Nevada. Coming up next is a true symbol of American luxury from the mid-1970s, a time when Cadillac ruled the road in comfort, presence, and prestige. This 1976 Cadillac Sedan DeVille is offered at $8,000 and represents a remarkably clean and original example of one of Cadillac's most iconic full-size sedans. This particular car shows just 60,000 original miles, which is impressive for a nearly 50-year-old luxury vehicle. Even better, it remains all original, from the paint and vinyl top to the interior, make it a rare survivor rather than a modified or restored example. Finished in a classic black exterior, this DeVille carries an unmistakable executive presence. The long, elegant body lines, massive chrome bumpers, and formal roofline define Cadillac's styling of the era. Topping it off is the original black vinyl roof, still intact and in excellent condition, a detail that collectors highly value, and one that's increasingly hard to find in this shape. Step inside, and you're greeted by a striking red interior, a bold and luxurious color combination that perfectly captures 1970s Cadillac design. The cabin is described as being in excellent condition for its age, with seats, panels, and trim all presenting very well. This was a time when Cadillac interiors were built for comfort above all else, offering plush seating, generous space, and an effortless driving experience. Under the hood is Cadillac's smooth-running V8, paired with an automatic transmission that delivers the quiet, floating ride these cars are famous for. This DeVille runs and drives well, making it more than just a showpiece. It's a true driver that can be enjoyed on the road right now. One of the most important highlights of this car is its condition. The seller notes no rust, which is a major plus, especially for a vehicle of this size and age. Being located in Las Vegas, a dry desert climate, certainly helps preserve the body and undercarriage, adding to its long-term appeal. The clean title further reinforces that this is a straightforward, honest classic Cadillac. Everything about this DeVille points to careful ownership and preservation rather than neglect or heavy use. This is the kind of car that turns heads quietly, not flashy, not overdone, just pure, dignified American luxury. Whether you're looking for a comfortable weekend cruiser, a nostalgic throwback to Cadillac's golden era, or a clean, unmodified example to add to a collection, this 1976 Cadillac sedan DeVille checks a lot of boxes. At $8,000, it offers exceptional value for an original, low-mileage Cadillac in this condition. Big, smooth, comfortable, and unmistakably classic, this DeVille represents a time when luxury meant space, silence, and style, and it still delivers all three today. Number 8. The 1981 Ford Thunderbird, offered at $9,500 Canadian dollars and located in Chilliwack. Up next is a distinctive example of early 1980s American personal luxury, a 1981 Ford Thunderbird presented in excellent original condition and backed by long-term dry storage. This is an important detail right from the start, because while many people associate the Ciel or classic Thunderbirds with earlier years, this is a true 1981 model, and it stands firmly on its own as a luxury-oriented Thunderbird from the post-muscle, pre-aero era. This Thunderbird has been dry stored for the past 20 years, a major factor in preserving both its mechanical integrity and cosmetic condition. The odometer shows 160,000 miles, but condition and care clearly tell a more important story than mileage alone. Cars that are stored properly and maintained tend to age far better than low-mileage vehicles that sit neglected. Under the hood is Ford's proven 5.0-liter Windsor 302 V8, a reliable and smooth-running engine known for longevity, easy serviceability, and a strong aftermarket. Paired with an automatic transmission, this Thunderbird delivers a relaxed, effortless cruising experience these cars were designed for, perfect for highway driving and weekend enjoyment. This example is also fully loaded, featuring an impressive list of factory options that highlight Ford's push toward modern luxury and technology in the early 1980s. One of the standout features is the digital instrument cluster, a futuristic touch for the time, and a feature that many collectors now actively seek out. The cabin also includes power windows, power locks, cruise control, and factory air conditioning, all of which reinforces car's role as a true personal luxury coupe. Entertainment comes courtesy of the factory AM/FM stereo with cassette player, while convenience is elevated with Ford's 5-button keyless entry system, an advanced feature that was well ahead of its time in 1981. Inside, the car is equipped with bucket seats, offering both comfort and a sportier feel compared to traditional bench seating. On the outside, this Thunderbird wears town Landau body styling and trim, giving it a more upscale and formal appearance. The car sits on custom Ford wheels, which complement the overall look nicely. The seller notes that step sides were installed by the original owner, and while they add a unique visual element, they are easily removable for anyone who prefers a more factory-correct presentation. Importantly, the photos provided are recent, giving confidence that the condition shown accurately represents the vehicle today. Adding further credibility, this Thunderbird has been professionally appraised by Hagerty at $12,500 US, which makes the current asking price of $9,500 Canadian dollars particularly attractive. Overall, this is a well-preserved, option-loaded Thunderbird that captures a very specific and interesting moment in Ford's history, when luxury, technology, and V8 power came together in a sleek two-door package. Whether you're looking for a comfortable cruiser, a nostalgic piece of early 80s design, or a solid addition to a classic car collection, this 1981 Ford Thunderbird offers originality, character, and value that's becoming increasingly hard to find. Number 9. The 1977 Lincoln Continental, priced at $13,900 and located in Comac. Next up is a true symbol of classic American luxury, this 1977 Lincoln Continental, a full-size luxury sedan that represents the height of comfort, presence, and prestige from the late 1970s. This is the era when Lincoln built cars big, smooth, and unapologetically elegant, and the Continental stood proudly at the top of that lineup. This example shows just 56,731 miles on the odometer, an impressively low figure for a nearly 5-decade-old luxury sedan. More importantly, it reflects a car that has clearly been well cared for and preserved over the years, rather than neglected or overused. The vehicle wears an original tan exterior, a period-correct color that perfectly complements the Continental's long, formal body lines and understated luxury styling. Under the hood is Lincoln's powerful and smooth-running V8 engine, engineered for quiet operation and effortless cruising rather than aggressive performance. It runs strong with no known mechanical issues, and paired with an automatic transmission, this Continental delivers a classic Lincoln driving experience. Smooth acceleration, seamless shifts, and a calm, composed ride that glides over the road. On the road, the car drives perfectly, with no reported mechanical problems, making it ready to enjoy immediately. This is not a project or a car that needs sorting before use. It's a turn-the-key classic that can be driven confidently as is, whether for weekend cruising, local shows, or even regular use as a vintage daily driver. Inside, the interior is clean and well-preserved, offering the plush seating, generous space, and refined materials that made Lincoln a benchmark for luxury in its time. Passengers are treated to a quiet, comfortable cabin that feels more like a rolling living room than a traditional automobile. Everything about the interior reflects Lincoln's focus on comfort, isolation from road noise, and long-distance drivability. The exterior is equally clean, with a rust-free body that speaks volumes about proper storage and ownership history. Finding a late 70s full-size luxury sedan in this condition is becoming increasingly difficult, especially one that hasn't been heavily modified or worn down by years of daily use. Stylistically, the 1977 Continental remains iconic, with its massive proportions, formal roofline, broad grille, and unmistakable Lincoln presence. This is a car that doesn't need bright colors or aggressive styling to stand out. It commands attention simply by existing. It's timeless, dignified, and unmistakably American. Overall, this 1977 Lincoln Continental is an excellent candidate for a collector, a classic car enthusiast, or anyone looking to own a piece of authentic American luxury history. It offers originality, comfort, reliability, and presence at a price point that remains accessible in today's classic car market. If you're searching for a vintage luxury sedan that delivers style, smoothness, and character in equal measure, this Continental is well worth a closer look. Number 10. The 1967 Plymouth convertible, listed for $18,000 and located in Escondido. Next on the list is a true slice of classic American muscle era style, this 1967 Plymouth convertible, a car that perfectly blends open-top cruising with big block performance and timeless late 60s design. Few cars capture the spirit of the era quite like a full-size Plymouth convertible, and this one offers a strong foundation with many major upgrades already completed. This Plymouth shows 77,777 miles on the odometer and is powered by its original 383 cubic inch V8, paired with an automatic transmission. The 383 is one of Chrysler's most respected big block engines, known for its strong torque, smooth power delivery, and long-term durability. According to the seller, the car runs and drives great, making it something you can already enjoy while finishing the remaining details. What really sets this car apart is the extensive list of new parts and recent upgrades, many of which are some of the most expensive and labor-intensive items on a classic convertible. The car features a brand new convertible top along with new hydraulics, ensuring smooth operation and reliable open-air cruising. That alone represents a major investment and removes one of the biggest headaches associated with vintage convertibles. Under the hood, a new 4-barrel Holley carburetor helps the 383 breathe better and run stronger, while a new ignition system improves reliability and drivability. Braking has been significantly upgraded with new Willwood disc brakes, a major improvement over factory systems and a big plus for safety and modern road use. Comfort and drivability have also been addressed. The car has a new air conditioning system, making it far more enjoyable in warm climates, especially with the top up. A new steering column with tilt improves driver comfort, and new shocks help tighten up the ride and handling. The car also sits on new wheels and tires, giving it a fresh stance and road-ready confidence. Inside, the updates continue with new gauges, buttons, and interior components, helping modernize the driving experience while still maintaining a classic look. One of the biggest upgrades already underway is the new wiring harness. The harness is partially installed, and the remaining work comes with instructions included, making this a very manageable final step for someone with basic mechanical or electrical knowledge. Importantly, this Plymouth comes with a clean title and is described as having no rust, which is critical when evaluating a classic convertible. Solid structure and clean metal make all the difference, especially for long-term ownership and future value. The seller describes this car as a project that's almost done, and that's an accurate assessment. Most of the expensive, difficult, and time-consuming work has already been completed. What remains is finishing the wiring and dialing in the final details, giving the next owner the chance to put their personal touch on the car without starting from scratch. At $18,000, this 1967 Plymouth convertible represents a strong opportunity for someone looking to step into a classic big block cruiser with major upgrades already in place. Trades are considered, adding flexibility for the right deal. Once finished, this car has the potential to be a standout weekend cruiser, local show car, or simply a fun, open-top classic that delivers real V8 power and unmistakable 1960s presence. Number 11. The 1981 Ford Granada, listed for $2,500 and located in North Phoenix. Up next is a very interesting and often overlooked classic from the early Fox body era. This 1981 Ford Granada. While the Granada name doesn't always get the spotlight, this particular example stands out thanks to its low mileage, solid condition, and its connection to one of Ford's most popular platforms of all time, the Fox chassis. This Granada shows just 55,360 miles on the odometer, which is extremely low for a vehicle of this age. According to the listing, it's in very good overall condition, making it a great candidate for someone looking for a reliable classic daily driver, a sleeper project, or even a Fox-based restomod. One of the biggest selling points here is the Fox platform compatibility. Because this car rides on the Fox chassis, it will accept most Fox Mustang components, opening the door to nearly endless aftermarket support. Suspension upgrades, drivetrain swaps, brake upgrades, and performance parts are all widely available and affordable, which makes this Granada a smart choice for enthusiasts who want classic looks with modern performance potential. Mechanically, a lot of the important work has already been done. The car features new tires, along with new shocks and struts, which means it should ride smoothly and feel tight on the road. The rear control arms have been replaced, improving stability and handling, especially compared to worn factory components. Cooling and reliability have also been addressed with a new aluminum radiator, a new water pump, and a new alternator and regulator, all of which help ensure dependable operation. Steering has seen a major upgrade as well, with a new power steering rack installed. That's a big plus, as steering components can be costly and time-consuming to replace. There's also a new battery, so the car is ready to start and go. On the suspension side, this Granada has received some thoughtful performance touches. It's equipped with new QA1 front sway bar, paired with a Fox Mustang rear sway bar, which should noticeably improve cornering and overall road feel. Visually, the car sits on 1989 to 1990 Mustang GT turbine wheels, a popular Fox-era upgrade that gives a sportier appearance. For purists, the original stock wheels and hubcaps are included, offering flexibility depending on the buyer's taste. The brakes are reported to be in very good condition, which is another key area already checked off the list. Inside the climate system, all AC components are still present, though the system has leaked down and will need a recharge or possible service. A new heater core is included in the box, just not yet installed. Another bonus part that saves time and money down the road. As with any honest listing, there are a couple of minor issues noted. The emergency brake cable is broken, which is a manageable repair and not uncommon for a car of this age. Addressing it would be a good finishing touch for safety and completeness. Overall, this 1981 Ford Granada offers a lot of value for money. At just $2,500, you're getting a low-mileage Fox platform car with significant mechanical updates already completed, plus huge aftermarket potential. Whether you keep it mostly stock, build a sleeper with Mustang power, or simply enjoy it as a comfortable, old-school cruiser, this Granada represents an affordable and flexible entry into classic Ford ownership. Number 12. The 1981 Chevrolet Corvette, listed at $4,500 and located in Lapine, Oregon. Next up is a true American icon from the early C3 era's final years. This 1981 Chevrolet Corvette offered at a very approachable price point for anyone looking to get into classic Corvette ownership without breaking the bank. This Corvette is powered by the legendary 350 cubic inch V8, paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, which instantly makes it more desirable to driving enthusiasts. Manual transmission C3 Corvettes are becoming harder to find, especially ones that still run and drive, making this a strong candidate for a project you can enjoy while improving over time. According to the listing, this Corvette runs and drives good, which is a major plus at this price level. The odometer shows 133,556 miles, which is fairly typical for a driver-grade Corvette of this era. These small block Chevys are well known for their durability, simple design, and massive aftermarket support, meaning part availability and upgrades are never an issue. Visually, the car sits on a set of center line wheels, giving it a classic performance look that fits the Corvette's aggressive styling. The long hood, low stance, and unmistakable C3 curves still turn heads decades later, and this generation of Corvette continues to gain appreciation among collectors and weekend drivers alike. This example is best described as a solid driver project. While it's mechanically sound enough to be driven, the listing clearly notes that it needs interior work. That could mean anything from seats and carpets to door panels or dash components. But the good news is that interior parts for C3 Corvettes are widely reproduced. Whether you're planning a budget refresh or a full interior restoration, there's strong aftermarket support to help bring the cabin back to life. From an ownership perspective, this is a kind of Corvette that invites personalization. You can drive it as is, slowly improving it over time, or turn it into a full restoration or mild restomod. With a manual transmission, classic V8 power, and lightweight fiberglass body, it already delivers the raw driving experience Corvettes are famous for. At $4,500, this 1981 Corvette represents a rare opportunity to get into a real American sports car for the price of an economy commuter. It's not a show car, and it's not pretending to be, but it's a running, driving Corvette with the right engine, the right transmission, and tons of potential. For someone who wants an affordable entry into classic performance, a weekend cruiser, or a hands-on project that still puts a smile on your face every time you roll through the gears, this 1981 Chevy Corvette checks a lot of important boxes. If you're comfortable tackling interior work and want a Corvette you can enjoy while you build it your way, this La Pine, Oregon example could be a very rewarding find. Number 13. The 1967 Chrysler Newport Custom, listed at $5,500 and located in Kingston. Up next is not just a classic car. It's a rolling personality, a full-size declaration of confidence from an era when Detroit didn't whisper, it boomed. This is a 1967 Chrysler Newport Custom, a car that stretches nearly 19 feet long and makes absolutely no apologies for it. If you're tired of blending in, if you've had enough of sensible crossovers and parking lot anonymity, this Newport offers something radically different. Presence. Real, unmistakable, mid-century American presence. Under that long, imposing hood lives Chrysler's legendary 383 cubic inch V8, an engine that doesn't scream. It ruminates. It delivers smooth, confident power paired to a butter-smooth automatic transmission, letting this full-size hardtop glide down the road like a cruise ship with turn signals. And unlike many cars of the size from the era, this Newport is equipped with rare factory front disc brakes, giving it stopping power that's genuinely impressive for something that could double as a small aircraft carrier. Inside, you're greeted by true 1960s luxury. Wide seats, expansive glass, and that unmistakable pillarless four-door hardtop design that makes the whole car feel open, elegant, and cinematic. The original AM radio still works, ready to deliver baseball games, vintage tunes, or just the soft static of another era, a soundtrack modern cars simply can't replicate. The odometer shows 87,300 original miles, and this Newport wears those miles proudly. The exterior features what can only be described as honest, earned patina. This isn't neglect, this is character. Sun-aged paint that tells stories, not excuses. You can't fake this look, and you can't rush it. It's the automotive equivalent of a silver-haired movie star who knows they don't need to impress anyone anymore. Mechanically, The car runs and drives great. Lights, wipers, heater, all working as they should. The air conditioning system is complete, though it has lost its refrigerant over the decades, which is entirely expected and easily addressed if cold air is a priority. And then there's the space. The interior is roomy enough to host your entire family reunion, while the trunk could comfortably hold luggage, furniture, or a lifetime of questionable decisions. This is a car built for long roads, wide highways, an era when comfort mattered just as much as style. At $5,500, this 1967 Chrysler Newport Custom represents incredible value. It's not trying to be a concours showpiece. It's a driver, a conversation starter, and a rolling statement. The kind of car that makes people smile at gas stations and ask questions at stoplights. And yes, one warning. If you're about to ask about fuel mileage, you're not ready for this car. This Newport doesn't measure efficiency. It measures impact. If you want a classic that feels alive, authentic, and unapologetically American, this 1967 Chrysler Newport Custom might just be your next leading role. Number 14. The 1953 Austin A40 Somerset. Listed for just $1,000 and located in Healdsburg/Windsor. Not every classic car is about horsepower, chrome, or quarter-mile times. Some classics are about history, character, and the quiet satisfaction of bringing something forgotten back to life. And that's exactly what we have here with this 1953 Austin A40 Somerset. This is a true post-war British saloon. Compact, elegant, and thoughtfully engineered for a world that was rebuilding itself one road at a time. The Austin A40 Somerset represents a very different philosophy from American cars of the same era. Where Detroit went big and bold, Britain went precise, efficient, and charmingly modest. This example is a project car, and it's being offered honestly and affordably at just $1,000. It's complete, it does not currently run, and it will require restoration, but the foundation is there. The car was purchased back in 1992, driven home with the intention of being restored, and then carefully stored in a barn for decades. That kind of long-term storage matters when you're talking about preservation rather than abandonment. The odometer shows 42,503 miles, and while mileage on cars of this era is always hard to verify, it speaks to the gentle life these cars often lived. The body is described as excellent, which is huge for a vehicle from the early 1950s. Rust is noted on the front driver and passenger floorboards, a common and very manageable issue on cars of this age. But overall, the structure appears solid and well worth saving. Adding to the value, this Austin comes with an extra engine, giving the next owner options. Whether you're planning a faithful restoration, a mechanical refresh, or simply want spare parts for peace of mind. The car features a manual transmission, true to its period, offering that direct, mechanical driving experience modern cars have completely lost. The A40 Somerset styling is timeless. Rounded fenders, upright greenhouse, and understated chrome details give a friendly, almost storybook appearance. It's the kind of car that doesn't shout for attention. It earns it quietly, especially when restored and driven with care. This is the kind of project that appeals to a specific enthusiast, someone who enjoys the process as much as the result, someone who values originality, craftsmanship, and the satisfaction of reviving a piece of automotive history with their own hands. At $1,000, this 1953 Austin A40 Somerset is an accessible entry into the world of vintage European classics. It's not a flip, and it's not a shortcut. It's an invitation. An invitation to rescue, restore, and preserve a car that deserves to be back on the road, telling its story 1 mile at a time. If you're looking for a meaningful project with charm, history, and serious character, this little Austin might just be the perfect place to start. Number 15. The 1965 Chevrolet El Camino, listed for $5,000 and located in Cranberry. Some vehicles blur the line between car and truck, and no classic does it better than the 1965 Chevy El Camino. This is pure mid-60s American muscle blended with real utility. A vehicle that works just as well turning heads at cruising as it does hauling parts to the garage. This example is being offered as a project car, priced at an accessible $5,000, making it a solid entry point for anyone looking to build a personalized classic with serious presence. The odometer shows 110,000 miles, which is typical for a working El Camino. These cars were built to be driven, not hidden away. Under the hood sits a 327 cubic inch V8, one of Chevrolet's most respected small block engines. Known for its reliability, smooth power delivery, and massive aftermarket support, the 327 is a perfect foundation whether you plan to keep it mostly stock or turn the volume up with performance upgrades. Power is sent through an automatic transmission, making it an easy and enjoyable cruiser once brought back to full health. Visually, the truck wears a clean white exterior paired with a bold red interior, a classic color combination that screams 1960s Chevrolet. Even in project form, that contrast gives the El Camino a strong personality and plenty of curb appeal. This car features manual steering and manual brakes, giving an old-school mechanical driving feel that many enthusiasts actually prefer. It's raw, direct, and connected, the way driving was meant to be before electronics took over the experience. As with any honest project, there are needs to address. The most notable item mentioned is that it needs a gas tank, a common and straightforward fix that's well supported by reproduction parts. Once sorted, this El Camino becomes a blank canvas, whether your vision is a factory-correct restoration, a street cruiser, or a mild muscle build with modern upgrades hidden underneath. The 1965 model year is especially desirable, featuring clean lines, a strong stance, and styling that perfectly bridges early 60s elegance with the muscle era that was just beginning to explode. El Caminos from this generation continue to climb in popularity, thanks to their uniqueness and versatility. This is the kind of classic you build your way, something you can wrench on during the week, drive on the weekend, and enjoy for years to come. At $5,000, this 1965 Chevy El Camino represents an affordable opportunity to own a true American icon with endless potential. If you've been waiting for a project that combines muscle car attitude with real utility and unmistakable style, this El Camino might be exactly what belongs in your garage.